Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Jeremy. I realized I hadn't posted anything for you guys in quite a while, so I thought I'd give you guys a chance to see what the 15-gallon SPS tank looks like right now. As you can see, coral stocking is well underway. The tank finished up its cycle about two and a half weeks ago, so started adding quite a bit of frags to the tank, and yeah. First thing you guys will notice is there's a few changes from the last time you saw the tank. Of course, if you guys have watched my channel for any length of time, you know I'm always messing with my tanks, which I will point out is actually not a good practice. You really shouldn't, mess with your tank too much. Stability is kind of the key. So I mess with my tanks way more than you should, but it's just kind of me. But I'm back to having a bare bottom tank first change. I did have sand in here, but I removed it since I kind of knew I was going the SPS route, and so yeah, I'm back to the starboard bottom. You can see I'm starting to get some coralline growth on there anyways. So I know some people don't like the look of bare bottom. They think it looks unnatural or whatever. But it's not for everybody. I don't mind it. And the reason I like it, the main benefit anyways, is you can crank up the flow as much as you want and not cause a sandstorm. Which brings me to my other change, or one of the other changes, is that I put my Vortech MP10 on this tank. And the reason I did that was because I really wanted to be able to control and dial in the flow on this tank the way I wanted to, and the controllability of the Vortech MP10 with their awesome controller, which is over here, lets me do that. So it's also a really good fit for this tank. It's the only power head I need, and it provides more than enough circulation and water movement. This is a 15-gallon standard, so the dimensions are 24 inches long. If I back it up, you can kind of see. 24 inches long by 12 inches wide by 12 inches high. So this is actually the perfect fit for those dimensions, and it's doing a really good job. Next thing, still running the same filtration. I've got an Aquaclear 50 right here. I did take out some of the GFO because I think it was stripping my water of some of the trace elements. So right now I'm just running Purigen, and as you can see, my water is crystal clear. This does a good job, but really I rely more on the live rock, and also I do 3-gallon water changes every week, every Saturday, and that's really pretty much key to keeping my parameters stable, and all my levels of calcium, alkalinity, all that good stuff. It keeps everything balanced. So yeah, so far everything looks good. The SPS seem to be doing okay. Another thing that's different is, as you can see, the lighting is different. Originally I had two Finex Ray 2 LEDs over the top of the tank, but I wasn't really happy with the color. So you can kind of see the reflection in the water. This is what I switched to. I'm actually running, I'll back up a little bit, I'm running 3 Par 38 LEDs, and they're doing a really good job, I think. They're about 6 inches or so off the top of the water. And I have them hanging. I just DIY'd this fixture out of PVC and then spray painted everything black. And it looks pretty good for a DIY job. The bulbs themselves, these bulbs are heavy. They weigh about a pound and a half to 2 pounds almost. So I knew I needed something strong. What they're in right now, these are actually spotlight fixtures, like something you would use in landscaping or outdoor lighting. And the way they're hanging is, it actually worked out really well. These T's right here, these ends are slipped so the PVC can slip in, but then these bottom parts are threaded, and then the top part of this fixture is also threaded. So essentially you just screw the fixture into place, and it's also got a lock screw right here, which you can actually angle it forwards or backwards and then lock it into place. So it does a really good job for my application for holding the lights. You can wiggle it, it's not going anywhere. There is a little bit of electrical work. Basically, I just drilled a hole in the backs of these T's, and then you have to connect, black to black, white to white, as far as wires go, and then wrap them up in electrical tape. But it's not too hard. Most people could probably do that really easily. You do have to run them off of timers as well, because there's no switch to these things. They go on the moment the electricity is turned on. So I'm running them on timers, and they do a really good job. Essentially, as you can see, I've got a 1, 2, 3 rock kind of layout. So I've centered each Par 38 over one of the rocks. You can see the reflection right there. And this should be more than enough light for this shallow of a tank. Like I said, it's only 12 inches deep. These white ones on the outside, these are RapidLED mixed color par 38s, but this is one of the newer ones. This one has the UVs in it. And then this black one in the middle is a Ledtric full spectrum. So as you can see, that one's got a, well, you know, you can see it's got a red one in there and a kind of a greenish cyan color. So that is what the change is for lighting. And I'll try to get you guys some close-ups of the corals. I will say right off the bat that I've never been very good with coral names, so I don't really know what all of these are called. This one right here is some sort of red encrusting Monty. So I hope that kind of encrust along this, you know, shelf right here. This one is kind of just a blue-green acro. Don't really know anything about that. This one right here, this greenish one, is I believe a green Millie. It's a little bit hairier, you know, with longer polyps. So I think that's a Millie. It's not very big, so it might take a while to, you know, really get established. This one in the back is a really nice frag. This one was sold to me as a blueberry tort, I believe. And yeah, it's really pretty. It's kind of a deep bluish purple color with purplish polyps or purplish tips. I'll see. Sometimes if you look over the top, you get a better color representation of what it looks like. But it is kind of hard with LEDs to, you know, get it correct. So at least what it looks like to my eye compared to what you guys see. So that's a really nice frag right there in the back. Moving to the middle rock, this one back here is, it was sold to me as a green frog skin coral. I guess because it's lime green like a frog. But yeah, I really like that green color, so I got that one. This is kind of a bluish purple acro. Don't know anything about that one. This one I actually really like. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get a little closer. This is actually a frag of Red Planet, which is a little bit harder to find in most stores, but let's see if I can get a little bit over the top. You might be able to see it. Come on. The ripple's kind of distorting it. Basically, it's got a green base to it with bright red polyps. It's really a cool frag. It's not very big at all, but it's actually the most expensive frag in here. But depending on how high your light is, it actually can kind of lose that green color under really high light and just turn a brilliant deep red. But I actually like the two-tone, the green with the red, so we'll see what colors it turns into these lights. This one right here, I have no idea what it is. It's kind of a bluish gray one. It actually lost some of its color, but all the polyps are out, so you know, maybe it's just getting used to the LEDs. This rock right here, this one in the back, was sold to me as a strawberry something or another. I don't really remember, but it's a light pink color with really light, almost white polyps. So let's see if it changes a little bit. You can kind of see. It's a pretty frag, although yeah, looks like I kind of placed it in a precarious position. I might have to mess with that. A lot of my frags, I break them off the frag plugs and then super glue them to just rubble rock. It makes it a little bit easier to put it in on certain pieces of rock. You know, this one's still in the plug because that's encrusted and that one has, but sometimes I break them off. Let's see what else. This one right here is another really nice frag. It's something with a V. A Velita maybe? I think that's what they called it. But it's kind of a bluish purple base with kind of an olive darker green polyps. So that's a really nice one too. You can see it's already encrusted all the way over the plug. And this last one, I don't really know what this one is at all. It has browned out a little bit, looks like, but I can still see the light green polyps, so might, you know, be adjusting to its spot too. I might play around with that and move it somewhere else. But so yeah, that's all the coral in here at the moment. Fish-wise, I'm trying to keep a lower bio load in this tank, just because I kind of want to focus on the corals. So this first fish back here is a really good looking specimen. This is another Carpenter Wrasse. It's not the same one I had in my old tank. That one died, unfortunately. But yeah, this guy is just beautiful. He was actually, I haven't had him that long, but he was this color red in the fish store. He was the brightest fish I've ever seen in a fish store. I don't know why. A lot of them, they lose their color in the LFS, but this one was just, the moment I saw him, I was like, yeah, go ahead and bag that guy. But yeah, he's doing really well in this tank. And then the other one is Houdini. He's my yellow Watchman Goby. You guys have seen him before. But anyways, that's about all I got for you guys. That's what the tank's looking like currently. And as always, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them below in the comment section, and I'll get back to you guys and try to answer any questions you have. And yeah, have a good one, y'all. Peace out.